Hi everyone, I'm Jackie and welcome to my channel, Cheers Memories Crochet. Today I'm going to show you how to make this cute granny square. This is called the retro square, and this one I did in multiple colors, pink, white, and purple. And I did a solid one, and I did one in yellow and browns. And I think it looks great either in multiple colors or solid. If you're going to do a blanket, I thought this would look really nice to do a multiple color and do a solid right beside it. So we'll go ahead and get started. But before we get started, I want to invite you over on Facebook to join my new crochet group called Hooked on Yarn and Crochet. I'd love to have you as a member. So I'm going to go ahead and do solid. So what you're going to do first is you're going to chain 4. And now we're going to slip stitch to that first chain. Now we're going to chain 3. This acts as our first double crochet. So now we're going to go in that center and we're going to do 15 more double crochets. And counting the chain 3, that's a total of 16 double crochets. So go ahead and finish that, and I'll meet you when I have all 16 of my double crochets. Okay, I've got all 16 of my double crochets, and if you're going to change colors, you should do it now. So we're going to slip stitch. Well, go ahead and slip stitch first if you're going to change colors. Slip stitch into that top of that chain 3 here. Okay, now if you're going to change colors, go ahead and fasten off and attach into any stitch. So if you're doing the solid color, we'll just continue. So now we're going to chain 2, and we're going to do a 2 tog together, which is short for 2 double crochets together. So this will be our first double crochet, and I didn't do 3 chains. I did 2 because it looks better and makes it look more like a 2 tog, because the first one we do, you have to start it with chains. So now we're going to go right back in that same space and we're going to do another double crochet. Okay, so now we're going to go over to the next one, the next stitch, and we're going to do a double crochet, but we're not going to finish it. We just did the first step. Now we're going to yarn over and start our hook right back in that same stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop. I've got 4 chains on my hook. We're going to yarn over, go through the first 2. Now we have 3 chains on our hook. Now we're going to yarn over and go through all 3 of those, just like that. This row might be a little confusing at first, but you catch on really quick. So I'm going to try to explain it as easy as I can. So what we've done so far is we've done 2 sets of 2 double crochets together. There's our first one. Here's our second set. So now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to do another set of those, and we're going to separate them with this chain 1, like that. Okay, so now we're going to go in that next stitch, and we're going to do another 2 tog. Insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2. Now we need to do another one, yarn over, insert our hook right in the same space, yarn over, pull up a loop. So we have 4 on our hook now. We're going to yarn over, go through the first 2. Now we have 3. Now we're going to finish them, go through all 3 of those, and there's our first set. Now we need to do another set. We're going to yarn over, insert our hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2, and now we're going to do our next half double crochet. Well, not half double crochet, but we're going to do our next double crochet not finished. We're going to yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2. Now we have 3 loops on our hook. Now we're going to finish these 2 not finished double crochets. Yarn over, go through all 3 of those. Okay, so now we've got 2 pairs of 2 double crochets together. Here's our first set, here's our second set. So that's a pair, and then here's our next one. Here's our 2 tog together and our 2 tog together there. So we've got 2 sets of those. So there's our second pair, and we divided them with a chain 1. So there's our first pair, chain 1, and our second pair. I hope that makes sense. Now we're going to make our first corner. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to start off with our next pair. You're going to do this same pattern here 3 times. I'll do it one more time with you. So I've done my chain 3. That's our first square. So we're going to do this here again. We're going to yarn over, insert our hook in that very next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2. So that's our first double crochet not finished. Now we're going to do our second one not finished. We're going to yarn over, insert our hook in the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2. Now we have 3 loops on our hook, and we're going to finish these 2 not finished double crochets. Just like that. So there's our first set. We need to do a second set. We're going to yarn over, insert our hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2. Yarn over, insert our hook right back in there, yarn over, pull up a loop. We've got 4 on our hook now. We're going to yarn over, go through the first 2, and now we're going to yarn over and go through all 3 of those. So there's our first set of 2 double crochets together. Now we need to do our second pair. So we're going to separate them with a chain 1, and now we're going to do our second pair of 2 double crochets together. Yarn over, insert our hook in the very next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2. Now we're going to do our second one, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. Now we have 4 loops on our hook, yarn over, go through the first 2. So there's our 2 double crochets, each one not being finished. Now we're going to finish them both off at the same time. Yarn over, go through all 3 of those. So now we need 1 more. Here's our first pair of 2 and our chain 1. And now we've only got 1 set. We need another set. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2, yarn over, insert your hook again, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2. Here we go. Now we're going to yarn over and go through all 3 of those. So there we've got, okay. We started off, now we've got 2 sets of 2 double crochets together. That's our first pair. We've got a chain 1, and we've got our second pair here, divided by this chain 1. Now we've got our chain 3, and now we've got our first pair of 2 togs together, and our second pair, and we've got it separated with a chain 1. So now we're going to make our second corner. And we're going to just go ahead and continue the same pattern all the way around. And I'll meet you here at the end where we're going to make our fourth corner. And also, if you need to slow this down, if you click on my video on the top right, there's like it looks like a little tool or a wheel. Click on that and it'll pull up a list of things that you can do. Just click on the speed of the video and you can then click it and choose whatever speed you want. I just found that out the other day. So go ahead and continue that, and I'll meet you here at the end of row 2. Okay, I'm at the end of row 2. So now I'm going to chain 3. And I'm going to slip stitch onto the top of that chain 2. We started out row 2 with the chain 2. Okay, so now we're ready for row 3. If you're not going to change colors, we're going to slip stitch here to this first chain 1 space. And this is what it should look like so far. You've got your 2 pairs of two sets of two tog together, separated by chain 1, and then your chain 3 for the corner. If you're going to change colors, go ahead and tie off now, and then you're going to want to attach your yarn right here, and you would be, let's see, wait, and you would attach it right here. If you're going to change colors, you're going to be right here. Okay, so if you're still going to use the same color, we're going to go ahead and slip stitch into that next stitch. You're just going to work your way over to that first chain 1 space. And my yarn caught. And then this one here, slip stitch in there. Now we're going to slip stitch into that chain 1 space. And so now we're going to have 4 double crochets in each space. So we're going to chain 3. This will act as our first double crochet. And we're going to go right back in there and do 3 more double crochets. So that's a total of 4 double crochets. Just like that. That's what it should look like. You have your chain 3 and 3 more double crochets, which is a total of 4 double crochets. And so what we're going to do now, we're going to chain 1, and you're always going to do a chain 1 between the sets. And now we're over here to our corner. We're going to do 4 double crochets in that corner. Just like that. Now we're going to chain 3. And now we're going to go right back in that same corner and do 4 more double crochets. So this is what it should look like so far. You've got your 4 double crochets, the start of chain, or the start of row 3, and you're going to jump, and don't forget that chain 1. You're going to jump over here to the corner. You're going to do 4 double crochets, chain 3, and 4 more double crochets. And then you're going to find this chain 1 space. It will be right between your pairs of 2 sets of double crochets, right there. Don't forget your chain 1. We're going to go in there and we're going to do 4 double crochets. And I'm going to do my chain 1. And now I'm at my second corner, so I'll do 4 double crochets, chain 3, and 4 more double crochets. And go ahead and continue that same pattern all the way to the end of the row, and I'll meet you there. Okay, I'm at the end of row 3. I just did my last corner, so I'm going to chain 1. Now I'm going to attach to the top of that chain 3. And this is what you should have so far. So if you're going to change colors, just go ahead and fasten off now. And then you're going to attach to right here. It would be like right here. And since I'm not changing colors, I'm going to slip stitch my way to that chain 1 space. Okay, so now I'm going to start row 4. I'm going to chain 3. And now I'm going to put 4 more double crochets for a total of 5. Chain 3 is my first, and there's 2, 3, and 5. And now in this row, we're not going to do a chain 1 between. We're just going to go ahead and jump over here to the corner and do 5 double crochets. going to get a little bit crowded. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to chain 3. And we're going to go right back in that same corner and do 5 more double crochets. Okay, so we've got our first set of 5 double crochets, and we did not do a chain 1 now. And we jumped over to the corner, did 5 double crochets, chain 3, and 5 double crochets. And now we're going to jump over to the next chain 1 space right here from the previous row and do 5 double crochets. And you're just going to continue that same pattern all the way to the end. So in this next chain 1 space, I would do 5 double crochets. I'll jump over to my corner, do 5 double crochets, chain 3, and 5 more double crochets. And go ahead and continue to the end of the row, and I'll meet you here. Okay, I'm at the end of my row, so I'm going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3. I'm going to chain 1, pull my yarn, fasten off, and there it is. And I really like the effect it looks, doing the 5 double crochets. I'm getting ready to do another video on how to join these granny squares and kind of keep the groove look going on. So I will put that link in the description box. It doesn't help completely keep the curve, but it helps more than the other ways to join them. So like I said, I'll put that link in the description box, and you can go see if you'd like to use that one. And I want to thank you for joining me today and watching my video. And if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, please do so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.